Welcome to another episode of the Pain and Purpose podcast. I have Felicia Carr with me today. She is the author of I Survived My Narc, The Great Escape. She has a book. The link will be in the description below. We are not talking about the book today. I want to get a little deeper on her journey. She has a plethora of conversations out there where she goes over everything in the book. So that's not what this conversation is going to be like. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
So, like I said, 12/1/21 reads front and back, right? Mm-hmm. Beyond that, what has your mental been like? Let's start there. Like, what's your mental like right now today?
My mental is good. The moment that I stepped foot out of that house, my mental shot up. I was good. Once I was gone, I was good. I was good because I was already mentally gone. So it wasn't something that just happened when I walked out the door. My mental was already, because I knew I was going. I knew I was leaving. So.
Okay. So we are going to talk about the narcissist word because I myself am guilty of this. In the beginning, it's like you started right when narcissism was becoming a buzzword, mm-hmm. and you got lumped into that category and everybody to doubt, right? How did you deal with the doubt? And how did you deal with the doubt?
I wasn't really concerned about the doubt because I was speaking to the people who was going through what I was going through, so they knew what I was talking about. The doubters, they really didn't matter to me because that wasn't my target audience. So, and nobody really told me that they doubted me anyway. I mean, you probably the only person to call me like, okay, look. But yeah.
So, because it was a buzzword, right? And so, like I told you, the reason why I take it serious now, the reason why I dug deeper is because you're still talking about it years later.
Right.
So it had to be something strongly emotional tied to that. Take us back to the time or how you shifted your emotions or your thought process around your emotions. Give a young woman or a young man, because women could be narcissists too.
Absolutely.
So give someone that may be facing a narcissist some tangible tools, tricks, strategies that you've actually used to get you to this point.
I researched the hell out of narcissism. So I didn't just wake up one day and was like, okay, yeah, he's a narcissist. No, I researched it. So I was talking to a friend and she gave me a book to read because she was dealing with it. It was called Becoming the Narcissist's Worst Nightmare. And so I started reading that book and it was like, wait a minute, it's a lot of signs in here about, narcissism. And so I just started doing a lot of research. I started watching a lot of TikTok videos. This is a guy named Lee Hammett.
TikTok?
Lee Hammett, he's a narcissist. His wife left him. Like, he gives out really good resources and he's in therapy and he has been in therapy. His wife left him and she ended up coming back to him once he went through certain, levels of therapy. So he teaches about it.
First, so hold on, wait, Tom. If I get this straight, you saying the guy who did the TikTok was a narcissist?
Well, he is.
He is a narcissist.
Yes.
And so since he got diagnosed or he was made aware that he is trying to correct his wrongs, and you followed him, and that's how you.
And he teaches about it.
Okay, and that's probably one of the best people to teach about it because he's trying to overcome something, and he probably don't like the traits himself.
Exactly.
So keep walking us through that process.
So I followed him. I would be up just late night reading, just reading about narcissism, watching his videos. And then I just started paying attention to my ex-husband. And I was like, okay, he's exhibiting a lot of these signs. A lot of these things are happening. And it's like, okay, so I wasn't crazy. Like, when I really started paying attention.
Yeah.
So then I just started mentally preparing. I was like, I got to go. I'm like, because it's not getting any better.
because we know that, as Big Bro say, you can't measure what you don't manage.
Right.
And so the ex-husband wasn't managing his emotions or his traits, so there's no way to measure them. But that moment it clicked, or not even that, the time period, I think it was 2017 or it was 2017 or 19, when in the book you wrote either 2017 or 2019. I think it's one of those dates where you had to start at the preparation phase. It was right before your 4-year anniversary, I believe. What was that?
2020
That was 2020.
is when I started. So 2019 is when I knew I was going to leave.
I was about to say, I read
Yeah,
2019 in the book.
2019 is when I knew I was going to leave. We had a therapy session with a Black therapist, and we both talked to him, and then we talked to him together. And the therapist told him, he said, "Brother, you're going to lose your wife." And he, of course, he didn't want to listen. He didn't want to talk to him anymore. So, so he was like, I don't want to talk to him anymore. We ended up getting another therapist. And she said, he's a narcissist. And I was like, okay, somebody else have confirmed who's in this.
Outside source.
Yeah, so I'm not crazy. Okay. And he said something so crazy, and she laughed, and she was like, oh my gosh. She said, I'm so sorry. She said, that was so unprofessional of me. She said, but you have a very twisted way of thinking. And I'm like, yep, I gotta go. Like, and then in my mind, I was like, this is it. Like, I can't be in this any longer.
So, all right. Now, back to post 12/1/21. The process after becoming free. What has that been like?
I created that journal after I left. So it's for that U-Haul, that aha moment. So after you leave, that's when there's so much doubt and so much, oh my God, was it really that bad? And this is what that journal does. It helps you realize, yeah, it was that bad, if it was really that bad. So it makes you think. Like, it asks those hard questions. Some questions that you're not going to want to answer. I'm not going to give no spoilers. You're going to have to get the journal to see. But I had somebody who reviewed the book, and she said I wouldn't have had to go through 6 months of therapy if I would have had this journal.
I do know that abuse has a way of trapping the victim into a mindset that they want to go back, or you know what I'm saying? So you probably didn't want to go back.
No, I was never there.
But you know what I'm saying? No, you get what I'm saying? Like, because I know people who have been in abusive relationships, got out, and then ended back up with their, you know what I mean?
That's because they weren't ready. It's all about their mindset and where they are and what's going on and how bad it is to them. Because, and the reason, so it took me like 2 years for me to finally decide that I was like, I'm done, I'm getting out of here. And some people, it takes 7 to 10 times for a abused woman to finally break free. And that's because they don't follow, it's like kind of like rules that you have to abide by when you're trying to leave a person. You have to go no contact. And most people don't go no contact. So you're fresh out of this relationship that you love this person, but you know that it's not right for you. You know that it's not healthy for you. And you're talking to this person and they're gaslighting you. They're mind fucking you. I mean, I'm saying they're telling you everything that you want to hear and what they're going to do different. And then they reel you back in. So some women, 7 to 10 times before they finally realize, okay, you're never going to change. It's never going to stop. It's just going to be this roller coaster effect of things. So it's like, okay, I'm finally ready now. But I never had that. Once I was out, I was like, oh, I know I'm not going back. Because me being in it, it was that roller coaster. It was, I'm going to change. I'm going to do this better, and I'm going to do this. And it was okay. You would do it for 2-3 weeks or a month. And then, it was just that up and down. I don't want to go up and down. I want to get off this roller coaster.
I started giggling because the look of relief was just in your face as you were saying that. You had this little look like, child.
Man, when I hit that corner, I knew it was over. I knew it was, and when I started recording that video, like I don't know what made me just pick up the phone and say I am fucking free, but I that's how I felt.
Yeah.
I was, it was no more.
So now, how do you prepare for the next relationship?
Mm, I haven't thought about that because I don't want to be in a relationship right now.
I was about to say this will be 4 years. You coming
I
up on
know,
4 years.
I know. But you see the people who inbox me. You see it.
like I said on another interview with another young lady, the dating pool got pee in it.
Yes, and boo boo, and throw up, and all that. It's
But on a serious note, at some point, you're gonna have to get back into the dating pool. Like, you like, no, I don't.
I'm good over here.
But
Like, no.
you just gonna be single for the rest of your life.
No,
We only
no.
in our mid-40s.
No,
like,
I don't want to be single. I don't want to be in a relationship. I want to find a companion. Like I want somebody he has to be able to like to travel with me and be able to get up and go and just I don't want anybody. I don't want a committed relationship like that. I mean, it's I don't know. I don't want nobody. I don't want to see nobody every day. I don't want to have to talk to nobody every day. Like, I mean, I don't want that right now.
I mean, that's fine. But so, and then off camera, I also asked you about the post that you put up when you said if somebody meets you and don't ask you about how you left your ex-husband at the dentist, something wrong with them. And I was saying that most men don't care about why you, and you had started to explain your point of view. So because I know I've talked to like 3 or 4 men and they like, I don't get that.
So you guys should care because if you're trying to go into a relationship or something with this woman, you should want to know what type of trauma baggage she may possibly have with her. If somebody tells you that, yeah, I left my ex-husband while he was at the dentist, most people's gonna think that it was some type of physical altercation, or I mean, I'm saying but to really go to that extent to leave somebody when they're away, it was a live or die situation. So you should want to know what type of baggage this person has. I mean, it's not something that's said in the first conversation, but if we're talking and I'm like, and you ask, what happened, X, Y, and Z, it's like, for somebody to just brush over that for me, it's that you don't care, so you don't give a damn what you're getting yourself into.
So I'm now married, my second marriage, and we've been together for almost 12 years now, and I've never asked Tammy what happened between her and her last dude. And we've discussed what happened with me and my kid's mom because I was in the middle of a divorce. Mm-hmm. But had I not been in the middle of a divorce, I don't think we would have discussed that because I think there's other ways to find out about you without caring about him.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
If you ask me, like, what happened? How'd you guys break? Oh, well, I had to,
I don't think men gonna ask that though.
But that's when I have had men ask me that. So, and it's just like, oh, so I mean, so that's I've had people ask me that, and it's like, if somebody say to me, yeah, my ex-wife left me when I wasn't home. To me, I'm gonna be like, well, why did she feel like she had to do that? I'm saying?
I kind of get what you're saying. I think, but at the same time, I don't think a lot of men. So the machismo of most men is like, he ain't gonna do that while I'm here, or like some of us even welcome the challenge of somebody thinking that they can do something. Now, like when I first got with my first wife, she had a baby father who was, tough, and we had a couple of bump ins, but nothing serious. But it wasn't like she made it seem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because men act differently towards women. but won't give another man that same energy.
Mm-hmm.
So men really don't, a secure man
Right.
really don't even care
Right.
because what I'm here to protect you from whatever threat comes.
Right.
So if he comes as a threat right now, and okay, no problem. If that's what you want to do, that's what we're gonna do.
Right.
So that's why I say I don't think most men care.
Yeah, but I mean, just like they've asked.
So some men have asked you.
Yeah, so
that,
that's what makes me. If you're asking me, and I tell you, it's like, oh, dude, if my ex-husband would have told me that his first wife left him when he was gone, which she did, that would have been a red flag for me. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I see that point. I see that point because like why you had to leave while he was gone.
So that's not normal. That's not something that a person has to. It's just, so either you crazy or he crazy. Which one is? I mean, I'm saying you just.
But on the flip side of that, right? So I knew I was leaving my first wife, right? And it wasn't no abuse or nothing. I just knew that I didn't feel like dealing with the arguing in front of the kids. So similar to you, I just started taking clothes to the cleaners, right? But I was actually taking them to my new apartment. So that the clothes, once I took the clothes to the cleaners, they never came back.
Right.
And then I wear some more clothes, and it's time to take these clothes to the cleaners. And then I waited till my second oldest turned 18, right? Because I knew that I was gonna get put on child support, and I was willing to pay child support for 2, not 3.
Right.
So once my second kid turned 18, she turned 18 December 22nd, 2013. I was gone January 21st, 2014.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? It took me 30 days to get clothes out the house. And then everything that I left, I didn't care about.
That's what I tell people. If you're gonna do it, like,
you know what I'm saying?
No,
So
you trying to take all that stuff.
it wasn't no excuse me. It wasn't no abuse or nothing. I just didn't want the argument.
But it was still, you didn't want that argument. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm saying there was still a reason. You knew that you wouldn't be able to just walk out the door and it be smooth.
Yeah, it
you
wasn't
knew
gonna be
that. You
smooth.
knew that it was gonna be an argument and whatever was gonna be whatever. So you had your reason.
Yeah.
So I mean, you knew.
So yeah, but I think this is gonna be the first time Tammy never cared. She just knew I lived in an apartment with my homeboy white boy John, and she just knew that only thing Tammy cared about when we first got together, it was that I actually lived where I said I lived.
Right. Right.
she just wanted to make sure that she not getting into a relationship with somebody who still live with they baby mama or they.
Right.
Once we figured that out, Tammy was like, all gas, no brakes.
Right.
I done been to her house a couple times. She'd been to my house a couple times. She may have been in a relationship. She may not have been. But in true male fashion, I'm like, even if she's in a relationship, I'm just going to prove to be the better man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I did.
Right.
Because I believe that, especially at our age, there is nobody walking the face of this earth just waiting on me to come into their life. And like, you've been waiting your whole life for me. Nah, you've been seeing somebody, because we all got needs, we all got wants, we all got desires, right? So I think most men just carry themselves, at least the men that I hang around, we just carry ourselves like, you gonna have a male friend, or maybe 2 or 3. We don't care. We just gonna prove to be the better man, and we gonna win the prize. So I say all that to say, don't weigh so heavy on if they don't ask, or if you say something.
No, I'm
because
not.
That post came off like, because you was in your bed. And
no, because I'm saying, if you ask me that, if you ask me that, then I mean, and you don't even second guess, like, okay, but yeah, no. But like I said, you see the type of people who, yes, I don't know.
I don't know what you be posting when I don't be looking, but yeah, you post some of the screenshots of the text, and you know, we may have a conversation about it, we may not, but at the end of the day, now that you out of that situation, it's a healthy lifestyle waiting on you.
Oh, absolutely.
You
And
know
I'm
what I'm
ready
saying?
for it. I mean, I'm not close to dating. I'm not looking if I'm not close to it, but I'm not looking. I mean, I would accept a date or two.
Depending on how it come about.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm not looking. I'm not going on a dating site. Like I've never been on a dating site. I'm
I
scared of
mean, some of them texts be
they right. No,
some of
them
them
people just be coming to
some
me.
of them texts look like
My
like you
inbox.
be on a dating site.
No, I'm scared of that.
And so like the emotional trauma that you've had to endure took some type of work to get you to where you are now. What does that look like?
A lot of therapy, a lot of writing, a lot of journaling, a lot of self care, um, a lot of inner work, a lot of childhood healing. I had to really do some work. I had to go back. I had to do a lot of work to get me to where I am.
So give us without giving the listener like too many personal, give them like something real tangible, because you said I did the work. Everybody said they did the work, but what does that actually look like?
So I celebrated me a lot. I took vacations by myself. Like I love just being by myself. I did extensive therapy because if I wouldn't have done therapy, like I probably would have bled on anybody that I would have come in contact with. Because I mean, I was in that relationship for so long. So I'm sure I did pick up some of his bad habits and some bad traits. So I did extensive therapy. I dated myself. Um, like I said, I did a lot of journaling.
Okay, what does dating yourself look like?
I would go just like I would do a self-care day. I would get up in the morning. I would take myself to breakfast. I would go get a massage. I would go do a little shopping. I would go to dinner. I would come home, rest, get up, draw me a nice bath, put my candles out, put my music on. Sometimes I would bring my TV into my bathroom with me. It was listen, it was I would have my little fruit, my wine, like just all about me. I wouldn't answer the phone. I was unplugged.
Okay.
So it was just strictly about me because my whole life I had always been pleasing other people and just catering to other people, and I just finally had to get into my selfish season.
Okay. So now I understand that. On the other side of that, like the therapy, going back, I guess they call them ACEs, adverse childhood experiences. That's what you had some of those to clear. I've cleared some of those myself. Like, and I talk about it often, and to the point to where I talked about it with a therapist on one of the podcasts, and that was probably the most powerful podcast this far, because we both sat down with a parent that didn't want to hear us. They both got wind of that podcast, and then both parents, like her parent came to her, my father came to me, and is at least open to have a conversation.
That's
You know,
good.
you know what I'm saying? So
Is that the one with Neek?
that's the one with
Yeah,
Neek.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I
love
mean?
that
So
one.
you know exactly which one I was talking about. So at the end of the day, like I really just like having conversations with real people that experience real things, so we can help someone who's not gonna sit down and talk to somebody who's not gonna go to therapy, because we need to destigmatize therapy. I talk to therapists all the time. I just happen to not have to pay for it like that.
Right.
I just take them to lunch and I don't have to go to their office, but I talk to
Right.
therapists all the time.
Man, I have a T-shirt that says "Therapy is dope." Like I've been going to therapy for years. Like I had my daughter in therapy when she was, I think, 11 or 12.
Uh-huh.
Just because. I mean, I'm saying because there's things that your kids can't talk to you about that they may be able to talk to somebody else about. No, she had to be 12 because it was when she lost her father. So I put her in therapy for that. So
Okay.
I mean, I'm an advocate for therapy.
Okay. So anybody listening out there, if you're scared to go to therapy, don't be.
Not
It's
at
nothing
all.
but talking to someone who doesn't know you, who's not going to judge you as being, well, the therapist should not judge you. Some of these therapists is wild. And it's okay to go through a couple of therapists, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I went through a few of them. Like one therapist told me once when I first lost my child, I didn't go to the funeral. Mm-hmm. I would have made you go to the funeral. I was like, made me? You don't even know me.
Right.
We've never seen each other face to face. You would have made me?
Like, yeah, nope, I don't need to talk to you anymore. Next.
I just hung up on her. And then another male therapist, another black male therapist said, oh, you got to go to Kaiser and get a psych evaluation. A psychiatric evaluation? I lost my child, guy. Yeah. So all therapists ain't created equal. Yeah. But it's some dope, good therapists out there. You know what I'm saying?
I had a therapist, a white lady. I went to her for years, and she committed suicide.
Because therapists don't have nobody to talk to.
Yep. She committed suicide. Like she was the same therapist that I sent my daughter to. She was like, I loved her. She was so dope.
But they're human too. Yep. And they need to release. Mm-hmm. And they need to, and so we'll talk about suicide and the survivors in another episode. That's gonna be so dope because I'm an actual suicide survivor. Like I've attempted a few times, but we'll cover that in the next episode. Is there anything else that I didn't ask that you've been dying to get off your chest that you want the world to know about you?
Not that I can think of, because I think I'm pretty transparent. I think I put it all out there.
Sometimes you're a little too transparent.
You think so?
Yeah, sometimes you're a little transparent. I can't remember exactly when, but sometimes I'll be like, okay, that
really?
Well, maybe not too transparent. Maybe it's just information I don't need to know.
Right. But it's for somebody. It's for somebody.
But I'm like, okay, maybe that wasn't for me.
It's for somebody.
Because you have a tendency of turning on your camera and whatever you feel like talking about, that is what you're gonna talk about today. Some days it feel like you don't got a filter.
Oh yeah, I don't. Yeah, no, I don't. if I was to turn on the camera every time, I need to really start recording more, because you really will be like, oh yeah, this girl crazy. But no, it's not that. Yeah, I don't have a filter. I don't. My daughter, she tells me I don't. I do, but I don't. If that makes sense.
A little bit.
Yeah, I just
I'm
me.
With that being said, this was a great conversation with Miss Felicia Carr. Make sure you grab the book, I Survived My Narc, The Great Escape. I have a link in the description below. So with that being said, you still got the game. This has been another episode of the Pain and the Purpose podcast with Miss Felicia Carr. Until next time, see ya.
And also check out my new journal. I'm finally free. It's on Amazon both right now.